One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good push up front. He's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 115 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Here we go. Cowboy 80.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get it covered. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be, but still all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a gain of 8. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Browns.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd down and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. And a quick throw here, that's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. Looking to put a drive together. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly beyond the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he'll take it just outside the 40. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And you have to imagine his defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allows that defense to disrupt the pass. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
2nd and goal.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
Short of the goal line. A gain of 7 yards. It's now 3rd.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
79 Broncos, 19 Lions.
They'll go. Here's Sanders. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
Come on.
The drive will begin with a one-ball Genty. He's still on his feet. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Sanders. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. To try here for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Browns.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first down, really making a push for the end zone. It looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Back to throw. Here's Higgins out on the right side. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Miss Ranch. Here we go.
Now back to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Smith Red.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on Monday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he is caught. And he He's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Check right.
They'll drop the throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Black block.
Here's a quick throw to Higgins out wide. They'll be gaining just a yard. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Brings up 3rd down.
He'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Genty. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Browns' drive about to get started. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Pull pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking a pulse right now? Might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball. But here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that. And that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Throwing, Sanders. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hands it off out of the gun. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 93 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Browns 1st down.
Pat the 60. Pat the 60.
Right back to him on 1st down. Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
They went right back to it, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. A lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love.
Oh, no, lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
Well, partner, here's where chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Yellow.
And the Raider first down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Carson Schlesinger
Loss of a yard.
and to drop him behind the line for a loss of a yard.
47-yard line.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now gets to record a sack, too.
The RPO, he'll keep it himself.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Third and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Las Vegas sending out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a first and 10 deep in their own territory.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
To throw now, here's Sanders.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ball at the 26, second and 7. Sanders.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Rattler, 18 Rattler. Go.
Sanders once more.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
He's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 5.
Cougar 19. Panther 6, 79 Broncos. Panther 11, Panther 11.
To throw is Sanders.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
19 tight, 19 tight. 18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals. Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a first and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Ready, ready. Let's go now. Viking 18.
To throw again, here is Sanders.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, it's difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Campbell making the catch. And he will have a Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Mustang 19.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
This ball caught by McIntosh.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Sanders going to throw again. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Sanders. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Raiders 20.
A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
So the Raiders now down by 15. A little under 40 seconds to go. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And now down to 24 seconds after the spike.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Here's 1st down.
Vegas, 1st down.
50, green.
1st and 10 at the
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? that wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Cleveland, they moved to a sparkling 15-1 with one game still to go in the regular season.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.